Greetings and salutations, and welcome again to Werewolf the Apocalypse 20th Anniversary Edition, Phoenix's Call. I'm your storyteller, Ravinia, or Nikki, as people call me, and we have our lovely players here. Why don't you start us off, Jonathan?
Hello, I'm Plaguewind. I am playing Jonathan Davis, the Children of Gaia Galliard, and oh boy, not looking forward to what's going to happen.
My name's Brad, or Timber Brad 411 in the chat. I will be playing Plays with Danger, the Bonar Ragabash. Muted.
Starting off strong today. Dropstitch Witch on all the socials and stuff. And I'm playing Olivia, the Black Fury Theurge. Really hope we don't all die.
Hello, I'm Maddox. I am playing the titular Colin Douglas, and I am just here for the ride this session, because last one was exhausting for me.
And as we are, I don't think I need to remind my players about what happened the previous session. So we are going to do a little bit in the here and present, and then we will probably jump forward a little bit, just a little bit. So you are in the alley. You've checked on Charlie to make sure he was okay.
Can we go anywhere but here?
Yes, let's get in the car.
No, we shouldn't do the car.
We all ran here too.
Do we not take the car here?
No.
All right, never mind.
You guys just followed me.
That's right. Okay.
Look,
Let's head back.
Barely clothed. I think the Umbra is someplace we should consider going right now.
No. I have something I need to say and might not go well in the Umbra. Olivia, I think I know what happened to you.
What?
I've seen it before. In me.
What are you talking about? You've had an undesire or this intense urge to... Do I remember the urge to eat somebody?
You do remember that. The smell was delicious and very palpable. And even now, just thinking about it, there's a bit of drool that kind of saliva that kind of works its way into your mouth at the thought.
So you've had the urge to eat people before?
Just say it went a lot further than an urge.
Oh.
And I recognize that black saliva. You're
Wipes your face off.
You have a worm taint.
What? How?
How? I do not know, but...
Storyteller? As it's the urge, she would know of the litany and all that other fun stuff. Mm-hmm. Would she make the connection? The player has made the connection.
Would Olivia make the connection that you're not supposed to eat people? From the litany.
I think she's...
Where the worm taint may have come from.
That relies directly on that litany in particular. Would Olivia remember that she handled human remains in Lupus, where she has no opposable thumbs, so the only way she could have carried it around was with her mouth?
I'm going to say she might not make the connection right away.
Okay.
Yes. Jonathan will say, like, how you got this, I don't know.
And she just kind of is intensely thinking. You'd be like, what?
Why would the Umbra be bad for that?
You want to tell the Umbra and the spirits that we have worm taint?
Yeah, the spirits won't react well. As I look around, do I see our friendly snake spirit?
On my
You
shoulder,
do.
I'm assuming.
It's on Colin, and it is trying to stay away from you. You notice this. Normally, it was perfectly just fine sitting on the shoulder that was closest.
And as a theurge, that sucks. You're just gonna
Yeah.
see like Olivia is just literally staring at that poor little snake spirit and just is like really kind of sad about this, that the snake spirit is not happy. Or does not want to look at her.
Yeah, it's definitely not looking at you.
So, can we clean it out, or is she a goner?
Huh? I'm still here.
Would I know anything about cleansing? Or who would know about cleansing a worm taint?
That be the dead guy?
And all I'll say is talk to some of the elders at the cairn. They're the ones who helped me get through it.
As much as she wouldn't like it, do you think Stacy would be able to do anything?
Oh. Sortel, I don't know who, if I ever specified who it was that helped me with that.
I don't think you did, but that was a rough night for you. You knew there were a couple of people involved.
Yeah, I might not have even known who they were.
Yeah.
We should go home.
There's a couple of interesting gifts that Olivia might remember hearing mention of that might cleanse worm taint out.
Should just talk to Moonshadow. You should know. Or at least help me figure out what to do now.
So, how bad should we be treating this? Like, is this just a quick thing, a one-off that we'll have to fix, or is this something we should buckle down and fix as soon as possible?
I mean, I kind of don't want to be, eating people. And I couldn't help myself, so I'd like to focus on this. Hopefully.
I promise to knock you out if you start doing it again.
As soon as Colin says that, Plays just kind of emits like a low growl. It is sort of like he's not going to let it happen either.
But if we're doing that, then there's another part. Fuck, I can never remember that litany too well. But there's something that I know we're not supposed to do with worm stuff and cairns. So going home may not technically be an option just yet. If we're really worried that you're compromised, is that the word? I think so, yeah. Although, please don't look to me for litany shit.
Get Elder then. Bring to Olivia.
I know some of the children of Gaia there do know about me, so
I believe Colin was referring to the "you shall take no action" that causes a cairn to be violated.
Oh.
So Plays with Danger is you run over the litany as you've done so since Eyes of the Creek's passing. You can remember this. that Karens are supposed to be protected at all costs, and to bring desecration is to forfeit all claims.
Would I understand or know like what an accepted distance from the cairn is considered to be, so as not to be like rolling up within the boundary?
Not specifically. You've always kind of ran around on the outskirts. Part of the parking lot is definitely outside Karen territory.
Perhaps as we get close, one of us should run ahead and find Moonshadow. Or any of the leaders.
Jonathan, you seem to have the most expertise in what to describe, so do you want to be the runner, I guess?
I'll go talk to Moonshadow.
All right.
I'll stay with Olivia.
Yeah, just plop down cross-legged.
Jonathan, while you are heading, I would like you to make this is going to be a little tricky. Let's try intelligence. And I know this skill isn't normally used, but intelligence plus expression.
Does my lateral problem solving come into effect here?
This is more about memory, unfortunately.
Okay.
This is more about seeming, trying to remember that particular night.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty is going to be a 7.
7, so take that one away. 3.
All right. 3 successes is what we call a complete success. So you do succeed. You have memories of distinct pain, especially around your neck area. You have this flickering memory of Stacy, her hand wreathed in fire as it was pressed against you.
So maybe she's the better one to go to.
Of people holding you down to keep you from flipping out while this process happened.
Okay. So I'll go to the camp, and I know I said I'll go to Moonshadow, which I'll go to Moonshadow first, but I do plan to go to Stacy too.
The wake is still in full tilt. Moonshadow is sitting in his rocking chair.
Is Stacy anywhere near him?
Stacy is kind of standing a little aloof off the other side. It's more that watchful presence to make sure nobody gets too uppity.
Okay. So I'll walk over to her. Not trying to stealth or anything, just I'll walk over. And I guess I'll let out a big sigh as I walk up, oh.
She has this kind of turn. She looks, and it's one of those double take things. What are you doing, Jonathan?
There's an issue that's come up. It involves you see me kind of scratch the neck. It's happened to someone else.
When you start scratching your neck, it feels good to itch. It really does. Sure, yeah. Genuinely. But that urge to itch has slightly subsided since you're away from Olivia. You can almost pinpoint. That's what it is. And she comes up and she starts fondling your neck a little bit. She's not asking for permission, but there's grips, and before you get it's Olivia out, you can tell that she was concerned that it somehow had sprouted again within you.
As she's doing that, I just close my eyes. She does that.
And then it's like your words register and she kind of stops fondling your neck.
So as I recover, I says, I've been okay. It's Olivia. I think it's happened to her.
And there's a bit of a look. There's an eye roll of, oh, fucking shit. Oh, all right.
I don't know. We need Moonshadow. I don't really, besides you, I don't remember who kind of, air quotes, took care of me last time.
Moonshadow would be good, but he is 3/4 of the way through a mug of moonshine and he is probably about to pass out.
Yeah, let's, as much as I would love to join him right now, that's, so.
I thought that's what you all were doing, was enjoying the celebration. I mean, Plays with Danger even brought a deer.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a good time, but let's just say it took over Olivia and nothing happened, but but that did. And that's where we disappeared to.
Oh. Okay.
We didn't know what was going on, so we didn't want to make a scene, but that's what happened.
Okay. You think you and your pack can hold her down?
Seems to be okay right now. And yeah, I mean, we did. We were able to contain her.
And there's like this processing of when you say that.
It took pretty much. It took pretty much all of us, but
okay. Let's go burn it out of her.
all right. He just kind of like points his head where the rest of them are. She's over there with the rest of the pack. Do you want to go there or bring her back?
I'll go with. And you see her, she kind of picks up a little bag and she throws it over her shoulder. There's a bit of a sigh. There's very much this fuck kind of look about her.
Can read that in the body language.
Yeah.
Try to have a good night, and then this stuff has to happen.
Yeah. And she just kind of gestures. There's no words. It's just.
All right. Not far this way.
All right. In the process of that, Plays with Danger, Colin, Olivia. What are you doing?
I'm like kind of sitting at like I'm ready in case she's like she goes off to bolt again, like that sort of like half resting, half like ready, just because it's, I don't want this to get out of hand while we're waiting for Jonathan to bring Stacy back.
There's Olivia, make me a perception and let's see, a perception plus alertness roll.
And the difficulty?
Difficulty 5.
3 successes.
You smell something. It smells delicious. It smells like prime aged beef. It's coming from your bag.
Can we notice her looking around?
I will say, and
Like, I'm watching her, so, like, would I notice all of a sudden that she's starting to get
she's
that?
just been sitting here with her head in her hands trying to figure out what's going on. And honest, she would try to be sneaky about looking in her bag if she knew she was being watched.
So let's see how stealthy you are about opening your bag and taking a look at the delicious, delicious contents within.
So is it stealth and dexterity or?
Dexterity plus stealth.
Oh, and I'm
Can I-
still at a -1 because of I'm still covered in honey, right?
Mhm.
Yup.
And also perception alertness checks from both Plays with Danger and Colin.
So,
That was my plan.
very important questions I have now. One, would my eyes in the back of my head for perception be applicable?
You're looking at her, so no.
Okay. And then because I'm in lupus, for me, perception is 2 difficulty lower.
Mm-hmm.
What would my stealth difficulty? Are we waiting for their alertness and perception rolls?
It's okay. Your stealth difficulty is a standard 6. Because I mean, you've got your head in your hands. You're sneaking into your bag.
I rolled 4 dice. I got success in all of them.
All right, y'all's perception plus alertness. Normally, I would say this is a difficulty 6, but since Olivia was stealthy as fuck, we have now gone up to a difficulty 8.
But so that goes back down to 6 for me, though, correct?
Yeah.
6 successes.
Someone stop me from myself.
Oof.
Yeah, I got 3 6s and 2, or I'm sorry, yeah, 3 6s, an 8 and 2 9s, and then a 4.
What was your roll, Colin? 1. You don't really notice shit, Colin. You just see her kind of nosing around. Plays. You notice her opening her bag and looking into it. And yeah, Olivia, you open your bag. You're extra sneaky about it. You know you're extra sneaky about it. And that foot's there.
Is there something that I can roll to see if I remember that the foot is in there?
Now, here's a good question. Since it was in, do I have to roll my gnosis since it was in Magpie swag, not in just in my regular bag?
Oh, no, I'm letting you. The
Okay.
swag bag is active right now for some reason.
Is the swag bag going to keep that foot from, decomposing, or is it going to be extra ripe?
It's extra ripe, but it smells like dry aged steak to you.
Okay.
Your eyes aren't really collecting that this is not a delicacy.
Do I smell the foot?
We're gonna get to that. So let's see. Intelligence. Streetwise doesn't sound right. Let's go for intelligence plus empathy. Plays for you to remember.
What the fuck is empathy?
You don't have it.
No,
That's
I
the
don't.
truth.
No, I don't.
Well, you do. It's just hard to
You
recognize
put-
emotions for sure.
Yeah.
So what is the difficulty?
The difficulty's got to be a 5. No, 6. Sorry.
3 successes.
Okay. You do remember the foot is in there. And yeah, there is a rotting corpse that you smell.
I know I don't have the greatest perception alertness, but do I notice the smell of a rotting body?
Yes.
Oh, as soon as I notice, I'm going to be like, stop, don't. And then to Colin, I'll like as I'm watching her, I'll be like, foot, bag.
Olivia, make me a willpower check. And remember, you're at -1 because of the honey.
It's both a help and a hindrance.
Yeah, I really wish there was a way for me to just like end this thing.
End it early. And my oh, good God, what's the difficulty?
Your difficulty is an 8 because this is tasty.
I only have
tasty.
1 success.
You hear the stop. It does make you hesitate, but your face is going into that bag.
Funny, I'm grabbing the bag from her.
Oh, I'm already past the point of trying to like fuck around with this. So where we are,
you're in an alley. Charlie is still passed out to the left.
No, because we said we were gonna go.
Oh yeah, you took him someplace, didn't you?
But no, I'm saying, so we say that we were going somewhere towards the cairn so Jonathan could bring her back?
Charlie is next to the dumpster. We took him out of the dumpster, healed him, we kind of left him there.
Yeah, sort of propped him up gently.
And we kind of stopped there, and then Jonathan had his whole spiel. And y'all were going to leave to go closer, but...
At most we were in the parking lot of the cairn, but at the same time there wouldn't be much.
Because that was my understanding, is we were closer to the cairn now. Because I thought Jonathan was going to do the recon.
The way I understood it, y'all had moved, and Jonathan was going to try and bring someone back. That's the way I took it. But I'm perfectly fine saying that you're an alley up from where Charlie was before this conversation took place.
I think
this town is not that big.
Yeah. If we were in like a more densely populated area of Wyoming, it would probably have been rougher on us, but I think if we just sit here and wait, they'll get to us pretty quick.
It's more so specifically that that's going to make things slightly more difficult for what I had the idea to do.
Life comes at you fast. Sometimes you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, and sometimes details are very, very poorly defined. So as soon as she keeps going, I'll spend a rage and shift to Hispo.
Because, her face is going into that bag. Colin, you're going to grab that bag from her.
Am I rolling anything for that, by the way?
All right. It's going to be a dexterity plus a brawl because you're trying to yank this from her. Olivia, you are too paying attention to what's in that bag to actually try and hold it.
So I'm going to, literally, my plan is spin the rage shift to Hispo, and immediately I'm going to do the same thing I did earlier and tackle her into the wall. She's getting her face out of that bag.
Do I need y'all to roll initiative?
Not yet.
See how this first volley goes, I guess?
And for snatching the swag, what is the difficulty?
Olivia, what kind of bag is this? Is it like a full-scale purse? Is this a messenger bag?
I was thinking backpack, like an old Jane Sport.
Okay, so technically it's not on your shoulders, hence why you're sticking your face into it.
I figured she was sitting on the ground while they were waiting for Jonathan to come back, her head in her hands, bag between her knees.
So the difficulty is minimal. This is a standard difficulty 6. She is not really holding the bag. Her face is going in it.
All right, 3 successes then.
All right, you can successfully yank that from her. And Olivia's like, oh, hey. And then there's plays with Danger coming in with the tackle. Dexterity plus brawl plays with Danger.
At least I didn't fail horribly on that will check.
You ever been
Sweet.
tackled by a Newfoundland? Imagine that, but the size of a car.
Reminds me of being a kid and getting tackled by my German Rottweiler. Just
Similar dog, similar
Yep.
vibe.
shit.
Just, whoa, this is a massive amount of animal that's about to kill me.
What
Jonathan,
is the
you and
difficulty on
Stace-
this?
7. That's the difficulty for this. Jonathan, you and Stacy are gonna walk past the. Okay, yeah, that's easy enough to do. I'm assuming you're just trying to pin her there.
Yeah, like it's immediately it's get her head out of the bag, and then like I'm gonna have my like mouth like, oh, she's in human form or in Hamid, isn't she?
Yes.
Oh,
Careful not to hurt her, because it'll really suck.
And also remember, I did take some damage last round. I still have marked on my health chart.
yeah, it's just a tackle to pin then.
Wait,
Okay.
that damage wouldn't have healed while you were
That
in Krynos
damage
trying to
does
get away?
heal from Krynos.
Oh, yeah, when I-
because
Because I shifted back and all that fun stuff. Okay.
Yeah, because Colin, you bit the fuck into me, and he's fine.
yeah.
It hurt, but he's fine.
I forgot to change it. Thank you.
But Jonathan, you and Stacy round this corner, and you just see Colin yanking a bag, a rotten foot flinging out of said bag,
So as soon as I,
With- the camping boot with the hiking boot still on it,
oh boy,
and plays with danger, pinning Olivia.
I knew this was going to come back to bite me.
So as I round like the turn and see this, I just stop and I go, oh,
Stacy's already.
and I just go, oh no.
You
no.
see this, Stacy looks, and yeah, it almost seems like Stacy is mimicking Jonathan.
We did the double.
Yeah.
Storyteller, if
Yes.
I may ask.
I just say
We were talking about ways that people regain rage, and
Yeah.
frustration is one of them. With this
Yes.
count,
Yes, this counts.
cool, I get a rage back.
Yeah.
I just say when I left, she was okay.
Okay. This is what you call okay, Jonathan? Okay.
She wasn't doing that.
All
when I
right.
left.
We're having okay time. That's fine. We're having okay. And you kind of see her kind of rock her shoulders back, and the hand flicks out, and you see fur, claws.
So like, am I aware that this is happening at all?
You definitely hear Stacy's voice and her saying, okay, this is how we're doing this. Okay.
So as soon, yeah, if I still have Olivia pinned, I'll just leave it as I have her pinned for now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna gag and quickly put the foot back in the bag and just. Oof.
And she kind of looks, and she looks at Place with Danger. Hey, Locks of Love. Is there any way you can get it to where you expose her stomach?
How populated is the area we're in right now?
You're in a very quiet alley.
Sweet. I'm gonna shift to Krynos and bear hug her with her belly exposed.
Okay.
Turning into a very interesting night.
She said expose the belly. It's exactly what I'm doing.
I love Colin's look right now.
Yeah, he's looking legit between Plays and Stacy. What the fuck? I thought we had to like clean her or something because he doesn't know how this works.
Just
I don't know how it works. I was just told expose her belly.
I know.
Stacy, hearing Colin go, I thought we had to clean her, and you see there's a chant, and then her palm, her fingers start with flame, and then all of a sudden the hand ignites. Yeah,
So-
we've got to clean her.
I am gonna spend the rage to shift So do I need to spend another rage to shift if I want to go straight from Hispo?
Yes, if you want to go straight.
So I'm going to just spend another one because I don't want to risk her getting loose because I don't necessarily know what's coming, but I suspect that some shit's about to happen. So
Yeah. Jonathan walks up and kind of says, let her do this.
While Jonathan kind of walks up and does this, Stacy hands him it looks like a very well polished piece of wood that has leather wrapped around this. That's for her to bite onto.
All right, so I'll take it, and I'll walk up. Well, how do you have Olivia tackled? Is her face like free?
So it once Stacy said, like, can you do it where her belly? It's like as I'm shifting, I've got her like bear hugged, like arms kind of like pinned with her belly like open, like the shirt may be covering it, but stomach is open.
All right, so I guess I walk up to this bear hug.
Oh, and this is the first time y'all have seen him, Krinos, too.
Yes, you're gonna need to describe.
True, yeah.
So he is so very much like Krinos, but he's leaner than typical. He is 8.5 feet tall. But yeah, same coloring with the black stripe down the back. One of the two arms on her has the white ring around the wrist. And on the left shoulder is the brand.
All right. So Jonathan kind of walks up to this, and you see that the object in his hand, piece of wood with the leather around it, just kind of like looks up at you and says, she needs to bite on this. And trust me, I think it'll help.
I mean, I can't make her open her mouth, so.
Yeah, I was about to say, quick thing. Olivia, how are y'all responding to this?
Yeah.
I realize you've been kind of quiet.
My whole question is, she's still caught in the thrall of smelling the foot.
It's upsetting that has been taken from you, but you're just kind of like, hey, and there. But since your will was a little, you also see them, and it's kind of like, oh, that's bad, right?
Okay, so she's not like far gone, so she's still aware that, oh, this has to happen. But I really want that fucking foot.
You really do.
Could leave it up to a roll.
You want to roll a d10?
Yeah, I want to roll a d10 to see if I'm going to be aware enough.
This is a luck die, so that means a 10 succeeds here.
Well, balls.
So 10, I'm aware, I'm conscious, and I'm willingly fight. Okay.
Because you did only roll a 1 on the willpower. If it was 2, I would probably give you a little more wiggle.
6. So she's fighting.
She's fighting. She's a little upset.
I grab her legs. Let's make it hard for her.
Oh yeah, I'm not letting go.
And now I'm assisting him.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Do you want to try and struggle, Olivia, to try and break free?
Sure.
At all? All
You're
right.
kick
So
me in the jaw or some bullshit.
we're gonna go strength plus athletics, since you've got 2 husky boys holding on to you.
I'm in Hamid, though. I will.
Yes,
say.
you're in Hamid, but you're still husky for Hamid.
Would I shift if I'm angry and hungry?
You can shift if you would like.
Frenzy is usually the auto shift, but you're not there yet.
No, you're not. You're just like, I want that foot. Why are they doing this? What's this lady coming forward with a fiery hand? I want that foot.
I think she's probably still caught up in that foot that she doesn't even think to shift yet. Mainly because I also don't want to use a rage because I only have 1 rage left.
Oh, yeah.
Not that I have much to begin with as a theurge. I only have 2, but okay. So
I
strength
think you'll be able
and
to get
athletics.
back shortly.
Strength and athletics. I don't have athletics, so I'm only rolling 2 dice.
Yes.
Because
And the
I'm down 1.
difficulty is gonna be a 9er because you've got these 2 guys holding you down.
Yeah, no. I got a 5
Yeah,
and a
they're
2.
not going. But you probably do try to roar and complain. So I'm gonna say Jonathan, if he's swift enough with a dexterity plus athletics, he might be able to jam that.
Quickly
Oh,
before we get the neighbors
Yep.
awake.
I got a 5 and an 8. So
Am I rolling as well?
No, you're focused on bear hug.
Yeah.
That's 1 success. So you get to jam it in there, but there's part of you that are like, maybe I need to hold this in now.
so I got it down,
Yeah.
and I go to pull away, and I'm like, oh shit! And I
Yeah.
kinda just, like,
You
hold it.
realize as you pull away, it's loose.
Great, my hand. Okay.
So as this is going on, and like I've got her, I'm literally just like repeating in her ear, be strong, fight, be strong, resist. Like this is the best. Just
Yep.
let it happen.
So without skipping a beat during this, the moment Jonathan gets that jammed in, Stacy just is right behind him, and her paw goes right to your stomach. The nails stabbing into the abdomen slightly, and you feel the most painful experience of your life. It's not just the burning, but you feel this weird urge to throw up, this weird urge to lash out. And I'm going to need a frenzy roll.
So primal urge and
Your rage.
and that's my permanent rage, not the okay. And then -1 because of the honey.
Yeah.
And difficulty?
Hold on 1 second. I'm pulling it up.
I didn't roll well, so
Stuff like that is for -1 to like successes or -1 die in
It says -1 to all checks, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I've just been rolling 1 less.
So
That's usually how I interpret it. Is it's -1 dice.
it's a
In your
first level
pool.
gift. Jeez.
Yeah, target suffers a -1 penalty to all actions for 1 hour per success.
Let's just say, and the frenzy check, the difficulty is going to be a 7. This hurts.
I have no successes.
So you're gonna frenzy. You're gonna flip out at this. And Jonathan's just holding this thing as her
So-
face contorts.
And that goes into Krenos, right?
Yeah, you're going right into Krenos.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
then I'm following with the exact same.
the second that starts, because I've got her like this, I'm going straight to put my like mouth around her neck and try to get her to submit.
Okay.
Like as she's like, I'm holding fight.
And I take my hand away.
No,
At
no,
that
like
point.
it's
Smart.
like, yeah.
How is it that I'm not the one who is frenzied the most, considering I think I have the highest rage?
You do.
What's your rage?
7. I have 7 points of rage.
You almost, or I'm sorry, you barely have the most.
I have
I
an
have
only 2.
6.
That burning sensation is going through you. You see anyone that's paying attention can kind of see these flickers of the flame. It's almost like lightning going from her stomach and up her body. And yeah, you do smell burnt fur. It's one of the first things you smell.
Would you like me to roll so I can shift Krynos with her, Storyteller? Any specific difficulty for me?
I believe this is why I have my lovely cheat sheets, is I have all the information straight up.
She has a difficulty of 6 for Krenos?
Yeah, difficulty 6 for Krenos.
Cool. That's gonna be 5 successes.
All right, so you're going right in clip with her.
Cool. And it's the same. I'm still just holding the legs.
Yeah.
And this time I'm actually squeezing now, because otherwise she's gonna claw me.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, that burning happens. And Stacy's just like, I need you to keep her this way for just a little bit more.
Shall I roll to try to break free again?
You can. Remember,
Yes,
you're
I'll
in
be fine.
Krenos now.
So strength and
And what would I need to roll to hold on to her?
All right. She's gonna roll her strength plus athletics. You need to roll.
No, it wouldn't be brawl or anything like that.
No, you're not. You're not brawling. You're just trying to wiggle out.
All right, so just strength, then, because I don't have athletic.
With you, it's going to be more. This is going to be a weird roll, but stamina plus your athletics, because you're trying to hold on to a Krenos.
Oh no, that is fine.
And
I
I'm
have 3
assuming I'm rolling the
successes.
same because I'm also holding on to
Yes.
the other 2 limbs.
Yeah.
Or
Stamina,
I didn't get-
athletics? Oh, this will be fun.
Yeah.
I should say, I don't know the difficulty yet, but I have.
In your case, it would be a difficulty 8 because you've got 2 husky boys on top of you.
Okay, so 3 successes. I got 2 10s
Okay.
and a 9.
All right, so let's see how the husky boys work.
What's the difficulty to hold her?
All right, since you got 3 successes, it's going to go up to an 8.
I mean, I
Yes.
got 3 with 2 10s and a 9.
Okay.
I also
And-
got 3 successes.
Oh yeah, Olivia's not moving then. That combined fight.
And hey, if any human looks down this alley, there's a couple instances where they will totally forget what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, like I'm really, really happy that I switched to Krynos, because that gave me 9 dice to roll on that.
Oh yeah.
I got a total of 8 because of it. It was awesome.
But yeah, that fire is burning, and due to the pain, that seems to snap you out of foot cravings.
I'll benefit at
Your,
least.
your foot fetish has calmed down.
But it's in the
And-
bag too, so it's out of sight and zipped up.
Yeah. And there is this whole thing of, wait, what's going on? Ow, this hurts. Ow. Oh God. Ow.
Less struggling to be free, just more screaming and pain.
Yeah. And
Jonathan starts scratching at that.
it's the smell.
spot.
You know this kind of taint. It's definitely bothering your neck, Jonathan.
I
And
have a passing thought in my head that I would really like to smell coffee right now and not what's going on.
and there's a point where Stacy pulls back, kind of shakes her hand, the fire goes out, and Olivia, you don't have any control over this, but you and Krenos start to vomit.
I'm gonna help try to flip her sideways if I see
Yeah.
that, because
Like if she starts to vomit, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
try to hold her.
and oddly enough, Colin has basic medical training, so he knows. No, I don't want her to drown in her own vomit.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. And this vomit is acrid. It's black sludge. It almost looks like mud. And after you calm down, it seems that craving has gone completely out of your mind. For the moment, at least.
Does she have a palm print burn scar on her stomach now?
Mhm.
Just kind of just sitting there panting.
Oh, you're still bear hugged at this point. You're not being bitten. You're not being bitten in the neck. But
I turned you sideways, but I'm still
holding. Just kind of like
we don't know.
Yeah, no. She just goes limp, and she's just like panting and trying to. Ah, fuck.
You will. You'll feel better in a bit.
Better than when you. Better than when you bit me.
You all need to watch her for a bit.
We figured.
People that have this happen tend to be tempted easier back to that.
Thank you, Stacy.
So what do we need to keep her from? You were right the first time. I'll just focus on breathing. Focus on breathing. What exactly do we need to watch out for with her, and what is she still okay to do on her own?
As soon as he says that, before anything else gets said by anybody, he just says foot.
Yeah, we're going to get rid of it. I heft up the backpack. It's here. I can't. I zipped it up and now I can't open it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's some fetish or something. I don't know. I don't get how these work.
Good point. Foot needs to go. One of the biggest rules with this sort of shit is obviously don't eat humans. Don't get human in your mouth.
And I'm assuming throw it up if it ends up beyond.
If you end up eating humans, or you frenzy and you think you've ate a human, hork it.
Cullen's going to mutter under his breath "deja vu," but not say much else. All right.
I've cleared what I could. There might be some lingering effects.
And now I will look to Plays. You either have to get her more clothes or we have to go into the Umbra, because I doubt she wants to walk through town naked again.
He's still there, like bear hugging her.
Yeah, I'm looking at you. I've let go by this point, by the way.
Olivia had bound clothes.
Oh.
You did not, Colin.
Right, I'm the one who's in the... No,
yeah, you are now...
You're naked again.
You're the naked one now.
Fuck it. I sidestep, god damn it. It's my gnosis that I roll for this, right?
Oh.
I don't feel like getting more clothes out, because then there's two naked guys in the alleyway, and I...
More deja vu.
It's your gnosis that you roll. Do you have a reflective surface that's easily available for you to?
Unless I have one in my prison wallet, I doubt it. So I'm rolling with what I got. What am I rolling?
Okay.
Or what am I attempting to
I
roll?
will say, if you need something shiny to look at, she always wears mirrored sunglasses. Olivia always has mirrored sunglasses on her.
I think it's a product of being a part of this community, but I thought you said my ass is pretty reflective. I was certain that's where you were going.
Hey, no,
I was certainly thinking it loudly.
Because I'm pale enough that I am reflective.
All right, so your difficulty is going to be a 7 because it's kind of tricksy. You're not in the set.
2 successes, one of which is a 10.
All right, you do slowly slide sideways. You slide your naked ass into the Umbra.
And I'm assuming Snake comes with me?
Yep.
Or, well, that's
and
useful.
Snake feels heavier here.
Can you lay more across both my shoulders? You're getting a little weighty right now.
Yeah. And the snake kind of goes, okay. And you feel it almost instantaneously stop weighing you down. And you see it fly forward. And it's a snake with wings. It's a rather large snake with wings. And you kind of see the fangs. And it kind of is like,
Totem.
it kind of wiggles its tail at you. You want to ride?
Is it large enough that I can get on?
Yeah.
Wait, so it went from normal sized snake on my shoulder, jumped off and started flying, and is now an enormous serpent in the air.
Yeah. With wings.
Yeah, this is totally our totem now.
Oh yeah,
Hey.
totally.
No, it was our totem from the start. It just took forever to get there. We still need to bind it to us, though, because we're not official pack members yet. And I just sort of shrug and say, fuck it, sure. And I hop
Yep.
on. You can
It
tell-
wraps its tail around you, and it's very gentle. It's almost like a hug. A soft,
He's-
warm
he's-
hug.
He's still cringing just a little.
And
It's hard to get completely over a fear of snakes that fast.
I love the imagery in my head of a naked Colin getting wrapped up by a snake.
I don't know
with
why I'm picturing Icarus from Led Zeppelin, that the outstretched arms as this snake is wrapped around. And
Icarus
yeah.
plus awkward. That's what
Yes.
it would be. Plus awkward.
it doesn't take very long. You get back to the sept faster than anyone else.
I'm going to wait Umbra side outside the territory for...
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know if I could see people through the Umbra. I'm not sure exactly how much the Umbra is a reflection. So-
It's like a weird mirror filled with a lot of fog and mist
And random spirits.
and random spirits. Yeah. So do you get a sense that you could tell if they were showing up? And yeah, this
Okay,
snake,
then I'll just wait for them.
this snake just kind of wraps up around you. Very comfy and cozy now that you're back at the sept.
There's occasional bits where like he'll like twitch if he notices just like random bit of snake just out the corner of his eye, but he's working to not be freaked out by this thing anymore.
Yep.
Actually, do I have a second to ask it something?
Yeah.
How can I understand you? Like, I know not all spirits speak English, but you clearly are. So how can I understand you?
Your mother. I'm family. If you get me.
We'll touch back on that later. What do I call you?
Many names.
Ah,
And she kind of looks around a little confused.
All right, one step at a time. Let me deal with Ollie, and then we'll go from there. All right,
And
and I'll just sit in the Umbra. Oddly enough, not scared by the spirits because I'm surrounded by one big snake. So, so yeah, I'll just after that just sit and wait for them, and then sidestep again when it seems like they're there, so that we can arrive as a group.
and
But
when you
then-
sidestep, Snake goes back down to being just a snake.
I ask it to not immediately be on me just for a quick second, as I will probably ask Plays for some more clothes because I don't want to walk into the sept naked.
oh, and so real quick before we would have gone, before you let go, he would just like kind of confirm with Olivia that she's like okay, and then he'll like gently let her go and lower her, and then he'll shift Lupus.
Thank you.
But yeah, so once we're close and we're back, yeah, I'll go straight back to butt naked and start rummaging through the bag for clothes.
And I'm just holding my hands out, just waiting for him to throw them at me.
Oh, it's gonna be like the most mismatched fucking things because he's got like no sense of style. It's like a Hawaiian shirt and like fucking like they're not exactly shorts, they're like boxers, but to him they just look like shorts. So it's just like boxers and a Hawaiian shirt.
They're covering and they're coverings, and we're at the sept. I can change clothes.
Well, I like literally the only shoes that are ever in there are flip flops because I wouldn't wear shoes even if. So the flip flops are just there if I try to go to a place as a Hamid that forces me to wear shoes. And flip flops are as close as I'll get.
Yeah, didn't bother with the shoes. I'm fine being barefoot, but shirt and some form of pant. Not, I forgot this. That's singular. That's not singular. Sorry, I keep detracting the story.
Yeah, you make it here.
I'm gonna glance over to Ollie. You good?
Not really.
You think
I
you'll
need sleep.
be good?
Yeah. Will be, if I get some sleep.
And
Someone
Stacy
keep
kind of
an eye on-
waves. And it's very much, someone take her to bed. Not in that way, but you know what I mean.
Ew.
Why does everyone always come on, Ollie? I'll walk her to her cabin.
Take the bag, will you?
I just throw it over my shoulders.
I hand Stacy back that wooden piece with the leather on it.
And you see now, looking at it, there is some black saliva hooked onto this. And she kind of flicks it off into the ground.
And he scratches his neck as you do that. Well, guess that's done for now.
If anyone has any ideas or any horrible decisions to make before we're going to transition after the break, and we're also going to go on our break in just a few minutes because I think this is a proper point.
Good with bad decisions for now.
Good with bad decisions?
All good.
All right. Then we will go on break.
Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. I've always been the hunter, nothing on my tail. But there was something in you I knew could make that change. To capture a predator who can't remain the prey, you have to become an equal in every way. So look in the mirror and tell me, who do you see? Is it still you, or is it me? Become the beast, we don't have to hide. Do I terrify you, or do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you, or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. So embrace the darkness, and I will help you see that you can be limitless and fearless if you follow me. We are the lions in the world of lies. We are the predators, the hunters, the hunters, the hunters. Become the beast, we don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin to burrow within. Do you burrow within? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? or do you feel alive?
And we're back. I'm glad that everyone survived. It could have been rough. Olivia, I need you to make me a stamina roll before we continue on. Difficulty 9.
Just stamina?
Just stamina.
And I'm still, it hasn't been more than 2 hours since I got.
It's been enough. The honey is worn off.
Okay, so I get 2 dice instead of 1. We have dice. No successes?
Okay, that's good to know. It's good to know. We are going to transition to a few days later. Everyone has gotten over their hangovers?
Never had one.
For the record, at least every night I would be like looking at the moon.
Okay.
And that's to get rage back.
Yep.
All right.
Ditto, I guess, for one night.
I thought we got something else back if we looked at the moon.
No, it's
Gnosis?
rage.
Oh, I will.
No, Gnosis is meditating, so I would also meditate
Yeah.
somewhere in there.
If I can, I'd be meditating, looking at the moon, all that fun stuff.
You've got 3 days, so
I set up a cot in her cabin and have been staying with her.
okay.
Yeah,
I let Agatha and Nox know that I wasn't going to be around for a bit. I'm like, hey, I got to watch someone, so.
Yeah.
And I would be.
They're not thinking I'm gone.
Sorry. Yeah, I would be doing the same thing, like staying like nearby her place in case she decided to go on a nighttime foray.
I
That's
need
midnight snacks.
perception and alertness rolls from everyone. The difficulty is an 8.
So for this one, if it's something that would the eyes in the back of my head work for this?
Yes.
You said perception alertness.
Yeah.
I fail.
Okay.
You said
Oh,
difficulty
one.
8.
I'm not that observant.
I'll be honest, this one's a hard one. And it needs more than your regular standard group of successes to.
I have 1 success.
So that makes it a difficulty 6 for me.
Please.
Ooh, I get to re-roll that one. 5.
All right. Placed with danger, you feel a vibration or something as you woke up. Nobody else noticed anything. There was a little vibration. It's like,
Is it similar to the vibration when the Phoenix was screaming?
kind of, but very, very soft,
Okay.
and no scream. Just a little vibration, just a little something.
Can I tell where it's coming from?
Not really.
Okay. I just kind of like look around just to see if I get an idea of maybe where it's coming from, but then if not, just kind of back to whatever. Just kind of keeping an eye out, watching guard, or yeah.
Alright.
As soon
Well,
as
we could do-
I see anyone, I would ask them if they felt it.
We could do it as like we were taking shifts staying up and it happened on your shift.
Yeah.
Yep. Olivia, you also have to roll for your nightmares.
Oh yeah, fun times. That is
Colin, best sleep of your life so far.
face. It's willpower and oh my god, why did I not write down the page number?
I think it's just a willpower roll, just
Yeah.
straight willpower.
Okay. Difficulty 7.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not bad. 3 successes.
All right, so you don't suffer negative effects.
Well, but
You've had dreams of the skull monster.
I think I should have been rolling with less dice earlier because I think I was down because of nightmares.
It's fine.
It's all good. It only takes one success to succeed on that anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Am I feeling normal? after?
Normal-ish. The mark on your stomach's pretty sore.
During the day, like I'll find everybody and be like, I think we need to sit down and figure out how we're going to handle going forward because we have to go back to Tana.
I spit on the ground when she says that.
As soon as like we all get together, last night, ground shaking.
Like an earthquake, or
The ground
Small,
shook last night.
small shaking.
I mean, I didn't notice anything, but
Huh.
you're the wolf here. I trust your instincts more than mine.
As we get up and like start moving around, does anything seem off or like people reacting to anything? Maybe we should go in further to the cairn, see if Moonshadow or anybody else has noticed anything.
Would we know if there's any in the Sept who are particularly eagle-eyed or notice things a lot, like their senses are sharp? Like someone else we could confer who may have also felt or heard
Oh.
something?
Well, Julianne is fairly sensory
Also,
forward.
the warder, she is the warder, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you?
Colin, has the snake sensed anything?
She hasn't. Have you sensed anything?
You get it looks at you, and you can almost feel like it shrugs.
No more than what is already around, I guess. I still find it so weird that I'm the one talking to the spirit when you're the crescent moon, but whatever.
Yeah, well, the spirit likes you. Which, I think we need to talk about that spirit at some point, but maybe we've got other things to handle.
We've got a million things to handle. It seems like I don't know. We're something that's being stretched too far. I'm not good with metaphors.
One thing after another keeps happening.
Like, I don't know, we're butter scraped over too much bread? Nah, that sounds weird. Regardless, I suppose the thing we need to figure out first is not so much what we're going to do in total, but at least the next step. Because we could go to the Uktena.
You know, you guys don't want to, but I think we should, if only to honor what I sacrificed.
Plays will kind of like huff in agreement. It's just like a reluctant agreement to that sentiment.
It's something we're gonna have to do regardless.
Everyone sees my hand rubbing my left forearm, where they can see that there is the new scarification underneath the 3 tattoos. All right.
Real quick before we leave, I'm trying to remember, who was it that was in the pack that was like super, super into us doing this whole thing with the Uktena again? Was that Moonshadow?
That was the Sept Elder, I thought.
Soars over clouds.
Okay.
Our Silver Fang.
I
Greg.
would try to get like a quick audience or whatever with them, just because there's a question I need to ask before we go do the Uktena thing.
It's not very hard. He keeps an open door policy.
Yeah, but I imagine I've probably rubbed people the wrong way, so...
Oh, the door is still open for you.
So as I get like closer to the door, I'll like make a sound that sort of like announces that I'm coming, so it's not one of those trying to sneak up on him sort of things, because I'm just really good at sneaking, even when I don't want to. Oh, and then I would also, as I'm going up, I would drop the scent of running water so he can smell me approaching.
I understand. And you make that noise, and he kind of opens the door, and it's kind of early in the morning. He is still in his bathrobe and pajama pants, but he's holding his coffee, and he sees you, and he just kind of, hello.
Going to Crow.
Today?
He'll nod.
And he kind of holds the door open.
He won't necessarily go in just because he doesn't feel like it's he feels like it would be disrespectful to go in to his place. Question. When eyes fell, behaved bad.
You did?
He'll nod. Need gift.
A gift for them?
Right. Need a gift. What for Crow?
He turns and he goes in and he comes back out. And in his hands, he holds a war bow. With symbols etched all over it and feathers.
In the most self-conscious, if anybody sees it, and again, he's not necessarily trying to hide it, but in the most self-conscious way he's ever done this, he will like shift to Hamid, so he can access the magpie swag and see if he can find a way to fit the bow into the bag. Because otherwise he's going to have to carry this thing as a Hamid onto their thing, and he really doesn't want to do that.
He kind of, Greg kind of looks you over and he kind of straps it around your body. And he's like, I think it'll still work. This was something taken from Crow in the early days, specifically Octena. I've been meaning to give it back, but they wouldn't give me an audience.
So he slings it over me when I'm still in Hamid.
Mm-hmm.
So I will search through the bag and basically find like a button-up shirt that I can put on around it. So he's going to put it on like over the bow because he doesn't understand.
No. Greg, no. Go ahead and shift. It'll be fine.
So he'll shift back down to Lupus.
You notice
completely forgetting to take the shirt back off.
And Greg's just... And he kind of leans down and he starts working your paws out of the shirt in the nicest way possible. But there's this look on his face when he's looking at the ground.
Oh, I just assumed the shirt would have been destroyed. If I still have the shirt on, I'll leave the shirt on. I don't care.
He's taking it off of you.
Okay.
A wolf wearing clothes is weirder than a wolf without clothes.
I'll hold on to this for you. Maybe when you come back, we can have a lesson about clothing and human etiquette or something. How's that? And there's a look that's when he's adjusting you, there's this distinctive look of I'm not taking a no.
So I mean, as soon as he gets the look, he's gonna do the like the bow and respect, sort of like he understands this is not the time to, and you know, thank you.
Yeah, and you notice when you shifted, it seems like the weight of the bow is gone. For anyone paying attention to Plays with Danger's fur pattern, he now has this very bright red stripe that's going across his back.
Everyone's been today.
Not me.
Is it overlapping, or can you still see the black stripe that also goes down him?
It's kind of consumed it.
Ah.
I mean, there's still some black that you can see, but this This is definitely more stouter stuff than Magpie Swag.
So yeah, as soon as he gets that, like he'll kind of like back up, but still kind of like head low. And then once he's a respectful distance away, he'll go and join them. Ready.
All right.
Alrighty, let's wait. Please, what's with the
Before we go,
what's with the
Colin.
red?
Nope.
Sorry, I heard two things at once. Who's talking?
I'm gonna wait until Jonathan's done.
Oh, Jonathan was like, okay, yeah, let's go. But I was like, wait, please, what's with the red?
Red, what the? Whoa.
And it's a very bright red.
I haven't seen it. I was like,
Place
You
you
know better
can't
than
see
you
your
guys
back.
have
So
been-
I see you kind of doing
Oh,
this
yeah,
weird
no, I'm-
circle.
so how far does the stripe go? Like, does it go down like enough towards the
To tail.
where like I could see it if I like circled
Yeah.
around?
If you
Okay.
did a big chase tail.
Oh yeah, no,
kind of-
that's exactly what's going to happen until I can see it. And then it just say patience.
Anyone
Interesting
else?
way to hear a red stripe described, but okay.
Anyone else get dizzy watching him try to figure that
Yeah,
out?
a little bit. I didn't think he could move quite that quick in his chasing his tail. Before we go, Colin, do you still have my backpack?
I heft it.
We should
Yeah.
get rid of that.
I gave it to
Fine.
Stacy. It got rid of. Don't you worry.
Okay.
It got so rid of.
Do we still have the rib?
I
Because that can
don't-
still be useful. I'll check my
don't
bag. Did they
know.
get rid of the rib too?
Rib's still there. Colin can't open your magpie swag.
Oh yeah.
It's yours. He doesn't know how to use fetishes. You kidding me?
How did we get rid of the foot then? I'm assuming I gave it to Stacy then.
Yeah, you.
I mean, all you would have had to
keep the
do was
bag.
open the bag, and they could have.
Taking it.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you had to like activate it through Gnosis to use it. And
Yep.
stuff.
Yeah. That was part of the thing that she had to, it would have to be activated.
Because if I opened it just regularly, it's just a regular backpack,
Yeah.
which is useless to me.
It's not useless. I have some pretty cool stuff in there. All right, let's go.
I get in the passenger seat, and before we start up, I'm going to put my hand in front of the steering wheel and look Jonathan in the eyes. If you brake check us, I am keying your car with my claws. And then I just go to sit.
I'll get into the back seat with Plays.
See a little
I'll lay
like
down in the seat.
shit-eating grin go across Jonathan's face.
I make a point to buckle up.
So
I don't
just
purposefully just to test it.
I have. I don't think I've been in a seat when
Mhm.
since this. So I'm gonna try to like tangle myself into the
The
seat belt.
seat belt. Okay.
I will help him
this
by
is
clicking
noted.
it in.
Just
You know,
because like I don't like in Lupus, I have no clue how this works. I mean, probably in Hamid, I have no clue how this works. So I'm just gonna try and put it around me somehow.
I help keep it from getting too tangled and like click them in. I'm like, Jonathan, we really should get those. They make like these dog harnesses for seatbelts and stuff. We should get one for Plays so he's safe in the car.
Yeah, that that could be very handy. See if we can get like a coffee scent for it or something.
Ears perk up when he hears coffee.
He does have, Johnson probably does have a cup of coffee in the car.
I imagine I've had my face stuffed in it so much, I probably still have some in my nose.
Anyone making bad decisions on the way to Crow?
Only if he brake checks.
I was not planning on it this trip, no.
Okay.
Cool.
So we are going to transition back to the Crow Reservation. I believe Talks with Shadows directed you to a particular house on the edge. It kind of stands apart. It's a styled after an old school longhouse. There are wind chimes and various accoutrements. It's also strangely brightly colored.
This is 3 days after, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Brightly colored as in multicolored, or brightly colored as in just...
Multicolored. Different designs of various styles. You could recognize this is done in a Native American styling.
I don't think I have any skills that would let me identify any more details, honestly, though.
Probably not, but you definitely...
The closest I'd argue is a cult, but I, A, don't think I have enough, and B, a cult I don't think matches a cult.
No, it doesn't really. But that's why I was throwing that out there, unless someone has history.
I do have history. Exactly, that's my academic specialty.
All right.
My 1 dot.
But
All
I have
right.
a lot of academics.
Intelligence plus your academics.
I have a lot of academics. I don't have
dice.
history.
Difficulty is going to be a 7.
I mean, if we ever need a
I'll
cult,
be
I'm
damned.
Bill.
3 successes on 3 dice. And every one was above a 7.
Nice.
That's weird. Why is the Arun getting the one with the... Why is the Arun the one knowing things? That's not how it works, guys. Come on. I'm supposed to be dumb and aggressive. That's my shtick.
You can tell from looking at the design here, this isn't Crow. That is not Crow Native American styling. But there is lots of color, lots of beadwork.
And it's noticeably actually still native in design, though, right?
It's distinctively native in design, but it's not Crow.
All right. Weird.
All right, guess we'll. Is there anyone outside it, or?
No, but you do notice there is like a rock circle surrounding the building. And there is a particular area that looks like it would be the entrance around this, in this rock circle.
If I look at the rock circle, does that look like it's some sort of magic or occult thing, or?
Perception awareness, if you have it, Olivia.
Can't roll perception occult. Okay. So just the perception then, because I don't have awareness, which is probably a bad choice on my part.
Probably. It's not hard. Difficulty 6.
1 success.
You look at this and you kind of get the sense that this is some sort of theurgy kind of fence.
Okay.
You don't know exactly what it does, but you get the idea is this is some sort of perimeter setup.
Like, as I go up to it, I will actually call out before I step over that fence line saying, hello, just kind of announcing myself before I go in to the fenced area to head towards where the front door would be.
No real response yet.
Jonathan asked Olivia, is this, he's like pointing to the rocks run. Is this not safe?
No, it's kind of like a theurgy-like fence.
There is an area that doesn't have rocks. That's kind of like a path.
Yep. So let's stick to the path and don't move the rocks.
Let's go that way.
Yeah, don't step over the rocks. Just follow that path.
All right.
I'm assuming the path leads towards the front door of the actual house.
Does it feel like there's a physical barrier on that path, like the way the rocks, like she said, don't step over them? Does it feel like if I like just with like an elbow stress tested the invisible, I'm assuming, boundaries, would
it's
there be
a
anything
weird
stopping me?
feeling, like the hairs go up on the back of your neck. You get this kind of weird static electricity feel, and you kind of see the snake shift and tries to avoid that one side of your body that you touched.
Worse for me or for you?
Worse for me.
I actually have a quick aside. How is the snake reacting to me now? Is it still kind of avoiding me?
It doesn't seem to be as weird, but it hasn't crawled on you since that happened.
Sorry, just popped in my head. I had to ask.
I'll move more towards the center of the path so the snake isn't one way to either wall. If it's gonna make it like uncomfortable or in pain or any shit like that.
I guess Jonathan will go up to, I guess, kind of like the break in the rocks and do a very like slow step through that opening, kind of like, oh shit.
It's fine.
Just Olivia's on the other side. You're the front door. Like, guys, come on.
I can almost see Olivia just kind of standing there. There's a little bit of a foot tap almost. Olivia, I'm going to give you a look around. Let's do perception plus gnosis.
Oh.
This might be easier for you. Difficulty 6.
Yes, because that's a lot more dice. Is that difficulty 7?
6.
Okay, 6. Seven successes.
This place is thrumming with spirits and gnosis. You're looking around, you see all sorts of different spirits.
Do I see any spirits giving us any particular attention?
Well, there's several on the doorstep that are looking at you, and you see one particular little squirrel-looking spirit kind of go through a window.
I'll just call off to say, thank you for letting her know we're here.
Yeah. And yeah, it's brimming. It also, you don't know what this is particularly, but the temperature is a lot warmer. Yeah. And when she opens the door, and I'll give you just give me a perception roll, just straight perception. The difficulty's of 5.
2 successes.
When she opens the door, you see her talks with shadows, but just behind her, you see the biggest fucking Wolverine spirit you've ever seen. Massive.
Aren't Wolverine spirits of war?
Mm-hmm.
So just kind of like Olivia's like, oh. Like just big eyes.
Yeah.
The only one who sees the spirit?
Do any of you want to roll your gnosis, your perception gnosis?
I actually really have to look. Nah.
Yeah. But you see her there, and yeah, you see this big Wolverine spirit that's with her. And 2
success, yeah.
It's intense. It's kind of scary.
And you said this is difficulty 6?
Yeah.
So perception and lupus, so it's a 4. 9 successes.
Oh, it's a big boy.
Talk to Shadows is there though. She's there too, right?
Yeah, Talks with Shadows is standing right in front.
So I kind of see this as like she opens the door and then we all like look past her.
And there's kind of this weird look. Like she looks you over and sees that look up, and there's just kind of this weird smile that comes through.
As soon as I see her, obviously I see the big fucking Wolverine, and I'm like, but then like as soon as I see her, like I'll like lower myself to the ground, and like as I'm like prostrating, I'll shift into Hamid.
There's this kind of confusion on her because she was about to say hello.
Well, this is how I get access to the book, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, exactly. But
so
it's definitely one of those things where Talks with Shadows was going to kind of greet you all after noticing, and then Plays with Danger goes naked.
Well, I really need to teach him about bound clothes. I apologize.
I mean, fuck, I know about bound clothes.
So, yeah, as soon as like he goes like butt naked, ass up, like face down, ass up. The like, so you see the bow wrapped around him, and he'll slide it off. As delicately, like he's basically trying to mimic like how delicate it was put on him, and just like mimic that because he's afraid he's gonna break it, because who the fuck uses hands? Like, this is stupid. And it's just like, I'm afraid I'm gonna like kill myself or break it or something. But as soon as I get it off, I'm gonna like lay it down in front, and I'm going to do the rite of contrition.
All right.
I think that bow will actually make that easier, hopefully.
Yeah.
Difficulty is equal to the rage of the target spirit or werewolf. Oh god. Single success is all I need.
Yeah.
But I don't know what I roll for it.
Hold on one second, I'll pull it up. It's kind of a tricky rite to remember all the nuance. So, I mean, I had to look it up the last time. I wish I would have.
Oh, I have like a text file of all of like the rights and everything that I have. So I'm like literally looking at the entry for it from the book. Yeah, it says difficulty level of the right equals the rage of the target spirit or werewolf. Single success suffices for a gracious apology, but may not be enough to mend friendships or undo grievous errors. More successors rolled, greater the wrong that can be forgiven. Werewolves who refuse to recognize the rite of contrition are looked upon poorly by elders. Most spirits will always accept a well-performed rite.
Let's go with just Gnosis here.
Okay.
This makes sense for a Theurge.
And that's permanent?
Is there any way we can help him if we realize what he's doing? Or is it just something he has to do on his own?
Unfortunately, this is something he has to do on his own.
This is a Guru formal apology.
Yeah, this is. Yeah. And
we can't do shit.
Difficulty is going to be a 7. Because it's based on their rage.
With the 1, 3.
So you see Plays with Danger. Are you inhuman still?
And as soon as it's off, I'll go back to Lucas because I fucking hate Hamid. I don't understand it.
Yeah, so you see him go through this kind of bowing and pawing and yipping and yowling these apologies, and then eventually you see him roll over, exposing his belly and his throat. And there's a little bit of a confusion, and then she kneels down. And I guess this is the best way. When she kneels down, you get to see the big hulking, her spirit buddy, if you will.
Even the ones who didn't peek into the Umbra?
Even the ones who didn't peek in, there's a little bit of a flicker there. And she picks this up. And she gently reaches and she gives Plays with Danger belly scritches.
I resist every urge to give in and enjoy it because that's not the point right now.
Does the back legs start to twitch?
Oh yeah.
There's a little bit, because she's got the nails and she knows how to do it just right, it seems like. And she picks this up. Thank you.
Forgot place. Angry. Sad. But forgot. Penance.
It was an emotional time. I wasn't going to blame you for those feelings. And she kind of turns and opens the door, and you see Wolverine pad away.
Guess we shall enter.
I whisper something to Plays before we do. She didn't deserve that. And I walk in.
I'll follow in at the end.
And this place has a herbal smell to it. That's the best way to describe it. There are plants drying. It kind of reminds you of Moonshadow's hut just a little bit, but there are also different plant smells. There's different scents. And she goes and she puts this bow on a rack very decidedly. I will make sure my elder gets that. It doesn't belong to me. And as you're looking around, you notice those little lenses going from smaller to bigger, and they're arranged in a conical shape, hanging. And you can see they go to a portion of the wall that seems to be beaded and decorated.
Thank you for speaking with us and giving us time to deal with the loss of our pack meat.
You don't need to thank me for that. It's what's right for what happened. I've lost friends to that same right. So I understand.
I'm gonna point at the Corax lenses. What do those do, anyway?
I'm about to show you. I believe it will fill in some thoughts. So I understand there have been murders.
Sorry about that, hit the wrong button.
And they were family, associates. And Unfortunately, I fear there are going to be more. And she kind of, you see her bite her thumb a little bit, and she actually kind of smears a little bit of her blood on each of these lenses.
How many are there?
Oh, there's like 45 of these in various sizes.
This might be a bit too hyper-specific of a detail for me to catch. I don't know about the rest of my pack, but me, definitely, I don't think I'll catch it. But can I see the exact one that Eyes and I had to go grab?
Mm-hmm.
There's a
So I was thinking something along the same lines. Do I see the rope that we got from our part of it?
You can. You can see that that is the last one on the rung. So it's the first one in front.
So wait, is it their lens on our rope?
No,
Okay.
it's the lens that you took on your rope. And she looks through for a second, and you see her kind of focus, and the lenses all start to go that multicolored look that you saw before. And she kind of points down the center of one so that you all can see. And you can suddenly realize this is almost like a telescope. It sees through the wall and goes further. And you're like, is that Yellowstone Park? And you see this weird purple green ripple, a dome almost, kind of come up.
Do I see any spots in what I can see of Yellowstone that look like landmarks?
This one's pretty easy. This is, as you look, this is the caldera of Yellowstone.
We're nearly looking directly at Old Faithful, then.
Yes. And you see this weird ripple kind of in this purple dome. So, what my tribe does here, our purpose. I don't know if you know much about the Banes of this world, but Banes are, I wouldn't necessarily call them evil spirits. They have their own jobs to do, but some of them are really big, really nasty, and should stay asleep. That there is one of them. And you kind of see the ripple effect, and you don't need perception alertness this time. You feel a little bit of a shake.
Is it similar to the shake that I felt?
It is.
So as soon as that happens, like I'll say, shaking again.
Can feel it too.
That's what you felt last night.
And why are you telling us this?
Because the Uktena that you found were running supplies and messages to our Bane tenders that are supposed to be located right near the caldera. We perform rituals to keep that Bane asleep. Do you understand what would happen if that Bane woke up?
You all would fail to contain it? I'm assuming, because I'm guessing strong as hell.
We would have failed, and the Yellowstone supervolcano will erupt.
Super what now?
It's a giant volcano that is underground and sealed.
Volcanoes are in like Hawaii and shit.
We have plenty of them in the United States. But this particular one, if it goes off, will take, well, let's put it this way. You know New Zealand? That island might survive.
The hell on earth?
So the antenna that you found so far, one was coming back after bringing supplies, and the other one was running to get messages.
Were they on their way to the tenders or on the way home back?
They were on their way back. Something is happening.
You think someone was targeting them specifically?
Yes. That's what I'm thinking.
Who's set to head out there next?
She kind of turns and she's thinking. We have a small group now. I believe it was Chelsea is supposed to go next.
When are they supposed to go?
Tomorrow night.
Cool. Guess we're going with.
Don't tell anybody that we're going. Not even Chelsea.
Oop. Lost plays for a second. That makes sense.
Somebody has to know when they're going. The information has to be being told to somebody somehow, unless whoever's doing this has eyes everywhere.
I would hope not.
Yeah, how this people you had running supplies and messages, how like secret, I guess, was that?
We're fairly secretive.
Someone knew where they were.
Wait, Ollie, why shouldn't we tell the one that we'll be walking with?
The fewer people who know that we're going to be there, the fewer people who can give it up.
Well, no, we tell her that we're going with her the day of.
But she will act, if she knows there's somebody there, she may act like she knows that there's somebody there with her. She might act more confident than she might otherwise if she thought she was alone. Thus, potentially giving away that something weird is going on to whoever's doing this.
Wait, so we're just not going to be walking with them? I'm lost.
I think we should follow them.
I think it'd be better if we escorted them, not followed. I don't give a shit if people see us. That's not the point. We're a deterrent. And if something catches up to us, well, guess what? We're an even bigger deterrent. We don't need to do this sneaking around shit. If it's just going to be potential for an attack, something's either going to attack us or not. I don't see the need to follow. We can just go with her. Them.
I worry that since we don't know what we're facing, we don't know who or what did this.
We do know.
You do?
There's some.
There's a pack of
Yes.
5 Guru. It's in the notes I gave to crap, what was
walks
his
through
name?
fire.
Yeah.
I mean, we have.
At the time we weren't sure, but there's another pack out there hunting them.
I'm
Could
guessing
be
the
black
wolf.
spirals, but we haven't seen any in several years since. And she kind of looks at Olivia.
Once my tribe got wiped out, along with other people.
Your mother used to be the liaison between our tribe and your sept. She was strong. I'm still sorry for that loss. We lost people too. But
I mean, but they were all destroyed. That's something different, I'm assuming.
Or
Right.
they weren't as destroyed as everyone thought.
We also don't have definitive proof that this was specifically black spirals.
What other type of guru would fight us like this, though?
there are some guru out there that are crazy.
You see Jonathan like look around. Spend half our time fighting each other.
This is also part of why I suggest that maybe going in secret might be a good idea, because they've been able to attack without much fight the last 2 times, thinking they're 5 against 1. If they see that there's multiple people, they might change their tactics, or they might not attack, and we might not get a chance to take them down. But if we're hidden and they go in, we might be able to, one, stop it, but also stop them.
So how do we hide from things that can track by scent?
Don't know. Never said it was a perfect idea.
I'm not saying you were having bad ones. I'm on edge and trying to figure shit out.
When Colin says this, there is a little bit more of a shake. You see the Korvax lenses shift a little.
Or have you not been able to do the ritual at all?
We
Keep this.
are constantly doing the ritual. Our theurges rotate out as need be. It is an exhausting process. The heat and the smell is terrible, being near something like that.
It's the supply runs.
And we've been doing this for centuries now. And that's why we've never moved
You
and
all
never
know.
left.
Are we still in like that, or no, we left, or we went to a different place? We're not in that room where all the spirits were.
No, you're still in that room.
We are. I'm gonna look around. Do I see any foxes?
You might see a fox. This room has lots of different spirits. There are squirrels, there are birds. There's even a bear cub.
So I don't know if there's a way for me to like try to call out to a fox spirit, because I would have had to have encountered one at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to see if there's some way that I can see if there's one.
What are you specifically intending to do?
Trying to see if there is some way that the fox spirit can help them with the scent of running water.
So you're wanting to try and teach the entire pack scent of running water?
Try and like see if there is something that I can reach out to the fox spirit to see if there's something that can be done to sort of like, because as soon as they would have said what do we do about something that hunts by scent, I mean immediately that's where my brain would go, because like literally I have the ability to hide my scent.
Mm-hmm. You get the sense that there isn't really a fox spirit out here that would be willing to help you right now.
Okay.
Can we travel in the Umbra? Like, will we stay in pace, or is it sort of like every 2 steps there is 1 step here sort of shit?
The Umbra, you tend to travel faster, but spirits tend to notice you. And Garu also tend to hide in the Umbra waiting for strikes. So that is a good idea. But you might want to split your team, your pack, into someone being there physically while someone travels in the Umbra. I'm not the biggest fan of this idea, and Talks with Shadows is being emphatic here.
So if I get the idea that there's not a spirit that I can reach out to, I will stay. Can hide.
Not alone. So someone's going with you. Take your pick.
Who can hide?
Not me. Not really. Like, I can kind of run around and be sneaky, but I'm not great at it.
Then who can fight?
That I can do.
Then we stay.
So then Jonathan and Ollie go Umbra side.
It's a possibility.
What exactly are we doing here, though? Are we recon, supply run, message?
We want to go in this girl's place. Do we still want her to go? Do we want to try and stop them here, or find out where they are coming from? Do we think we could fight this pack where we have some idea, but I worry that there's more going on. I worry that if we get into a fight, we're going to be outnumbered and we'll lose somebody else.
Is there something that I can use with like enigmas to try and figure out like what would make sense as like see if there's like a better option that might come to mind?
You want me to consult her? And I just nod to the snake. I haven't asked her yet because I assumed she didn't know the area, but
you could do intelligence plus enigmas. No, that's more for standard puzzles. This is more of a strategy kind of thing. So difficulty is going to be an 8.
No, I'm just grasping at straws.
This is him trying to say, I need the ST to help me.
2.
Nobody took common sense.
Why would we? That's a beginner merit.
Who needs that, you know?
Even though it's the
One of
best
your pack
goddamn
is
merit
dead.
in the game. Yep.
One of your pack
One
is
of our
dead.
pack is dead. No, I'm not saying that we don't deserve and need that
Yeah.
merit. I'm just saying we definitely don't have it.
I got 2.
2. It does make sense, the idea of splitting the group into 2 following Chelsea to protect that way, and also 2 following Umbra side. But you also recognize that if they attack on the Umbra, if it's an entire group of Geru, you're putting...
If they're not split, this could be real bad real quick.
There's a lot of risk reward here.
Yeah.
Seems like the options we've discussed so far is we all go physical, we all go umbral, half go umbral, half go physical, or I turn back to her. Is Chelsea kin or completely one of us?
She is one of you. She is one of us.
If she's up for it, she instructed to hop Umbra too. That way we're all in the same area.
Mm-hmm. She's a Philodox. You might like her.
Well, at least unlike most other auspices, she'll be a bit level-headed about the whole thing.
I do think before we do this, we need to gather as much strength as we can. Come together.
And as you can tell by shaking, time is not exactly on our side. This volcano, if you haven't realized it, it's not the kind that's going to flow lava everywhere. It's the kind that builds up pressure and then releases with an explosive amount of force.
That she's going in the next couple of days.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow night.
We go tomorrow.
And Colin will raise his hand. And everyone can see now there's the usual 3 names, Billy, Sam, Cheryl. And then there is a scar that writes out eyes on his left arm as well.
Yes.
How long does it take to bind a pack totem to a pack?
It's not very long as everyone's in agreement and your theurge is worth their salt.
I reach up and just sort of gently pat the snake on the head. She
Let me
seems
talk to you
rather
about that.
attached. Would us being an actual connected pack help at all?
It would always help.
What do you guys think? I don't know her name, but snake
Yes.
pack?
Yes.
It's easy and she seems very attached to me, so...
Tail starts wagging.
We're kind of attached to her.
It does seem to like you.
To be fair, I think we kind of like her more than you.
Shut the fuck up. Then I'll look. I'm saying this more to Ollie than I am to fucking Talks with Shadows. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was either Talks or Walks, one of the two. So how? I don't get the spirit shit. You know that.
That's what you got me for. I think I'm worth my salt. Maybe. Hopefully.
Hopefully a little more than salt.
Because I was actually looking that up earlier, and I didn't see that there was any specific, when I was looking at the book, it didn't say any specific rights when I was looking at the totems, but maybe I was looking at the wrong
There
page.
is a rite of binding, I believe. That
Is
has
it
to
the
be
right of
done.
binding? I have right of
But-
binding.
We can speed that through at some
The
point.
only reason I, as a player, suggested it is because Colin just asked because he asks, but I asked because we are talking to an Elder Theurge. if there was anyone who would be able to give advice on a pack totem thing right now, it's definitely her.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Even though I don't exactly like her as a person, her auspice still is her auspice.
I would kind of like, towards the end of our conversation, I would be like, if one was to, a theurge was to, theoretically be binding a pack to a totem, would you happen to have any advice?
Well, it's something that has to be agreed on by the entire pack, and the pack's theurge is the one that should, in fact, do the ritual. So hopefully the spirit likes you enough to be able to do it.
I will turn on my shoulder and look her in the eyes and say, "So, you want to be our totem, I guess?"
And it's kind of weird. You could see it smile, and you can almost hear the flapping of wings. Like there's some excitement.
If that's the case, I'm guessing we need to know what the spirit is called in that case, don't we? Because I don't know her name. Or any of her names, I guess, as she said.
I'm going to have to pull this up. I wasn't expecting us to get to this right now. But we are also at the end of our time. So I will bring this up next session. And I would like to thank our players for a wonderful session where they finally discover the meat and potatoes of what's going on.
Only took us, 7 episodes?
7 episodes?
Of 8 to 10, roughly, in potential. So yeah, It's either the second to last episode or we're more than 75% of the way through.
And as always, you get the 3 from me. Everyone participated. Everyone role played. Everyone was good.
Yeah.
And now we need to go around the room and see what our players think. How about we start with Olivia? Who gets your vote?
I'm going to vote for Jonathan because we started to get a little hints of his backstory this time. And he was kind of pivotal to us figuring out his worm taint and all that fun stuff. So I'm definitely going with Jonathan.
Thank you.
And Jonathan?
Actually, I was going to give it to Olivia for pretty much having to go through the shit that Jonathan went through.
See, all we get from that is that Beth clearly passed Jonathan $10 under the Zoom chat or some shit.
Yes, through the screen.
You need those glorious XP points.
Oddly enough, I'm also going to give it to Jonathan just because you've sort of been our child of Wallflower, kinda. So just getting to hear even tiny bits from you is interesting. Because you're definitely the quiet one of the pack now that Eyes is gone.
Yeah, no, I'm going with Jonathan as well. It's getting those little sprinklings of backstory and how it all how we all have these weird little backstory things that almost kind of tie into other people's backstories, and then getting to see Jonathan's today. So I would give mine to him.
All right, thank you.
I'd also like to thank the storyteller for not making me break down on stream again. I was embarrassed enough the first time.
Don't expect all the kindness.
Well, that wasn't kindness. That was just a decent little break.
Luring us into a false sense of security. She's gonna hit us with some crazy shit next time.
Of course.
Well, yeah, from the looks of it, we're going to have to fight a Bane and at least 5 other wolves. That'll be neat.
Hey!
All right, and it looks like the points go to Jonathan today. So he gets the extra point. I believe everyone got an extra point for last week's episode. I might have miscounted. I admit.
You
I
were
might
take
right,
extra point.
I think. It's a bit
But I
late now.
think
I
I'm
already
right.
spent the XP.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's not how it works, but
But yeah, so I think that's great. And as always, I'd like to thank my lovely fiance, Brock Dragonbane 989, who nobody ever sees, for supporting me through all of this. As always, I would also like to thank our tech weenie, Shanky McStabber. And right now, I'm going to call and channel the spirit of the tech weenie to tell us what the schedule is. What's the schedule, Tech Weenie? Please.
Ooh, the spooky tech weenie. No, I'm just. First off, I want to say, come on, you should join us over on our Discord. Come over to the Discord. We cast the shows from the Discord. We've got a good crew. Everyone's great over there. You'll get to hang out with, well, the people you see in the streams too, because we're all on the Discord. That's what we do. So yeah, pop over to Discord. You might even get to play in some of our monthly community games. I've got to schedule the next one. I haven't scheduled it yet, but I'll get around to it. I'm kind of busy sometimes. Of course, if you like what we're doing here on Twitch, you can give us a follow. If you want to support the studio, you can subscribe here on Twitch. If you want to give anything to the players, and Thantos, thank you. Thantos already donated some money to the players because bits and donations, they go to the players, not the studio. So thank you for doing that, Thantos. If you want to check out some other good content, we've got a list of friends here in Twitch chat right now. And I just noticed I'm doing the hand signals as I'm doing this, but I'm not on camera, which is hilarious. Yeah, check out the friends over there. Those are other channels that we like to support and pass the love around on. You want to check out some merch? We've got merchandise. We still don't have any werewolf merchandise. Somebody needs to get up on that. Because, we need y'all need some merchandise too. If you want to catch our back episodes of this and all the other shows on this channel, it's over in chat. But McStabber Studios on YouTube has most of the content. And then there's Haunted Chronicles and Ishvel, where we have our Call of Cthulhu. Coming up this week, let's see. Well, today's Tuesday, so of course we had Werewolf. This Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, it is not Call of Cthulhu weekend. It is Blades in the Dark. Tiss is running her Blades in the Dark for the Obsidian Syndicate. And they're going to do some heists and get some criming done because, got to get your criming in. Everybody likes your criming. And then Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern, we're actually doing the Windy City After Dark intermissions, which is the bits and pieces between Season 3 and Season 4. In this case, you get to see Tally versus Nolan. And Nolan goes down like a champ, I got to say. You know how it ends up because you saw the end of the season. But Nolan really made Tally work for it. And it was an amazing thing to do. And then, of course, we also have the other half of the intermission. You get to see what happens in that penthouse suite after the Just Cars show up. So tune in for that this weekend. And then, of course, next week at 8 p.m. Eastern, right here. We'll be right back doing some more Werewolf. And we'll get to see if there's going to be 8 or 10 episodes this season. We're going to find out if they all get murdered or not. And, it happens. And I think it'd be funny either way. Actually, I want to see it continue because I like watching the show. But if they all die, fuck it. They all die. That happens in a game. Without risk, there's no reward.
It is an ending.
Yep. And you've got to have that kind of, risk to the reward there. So I just want to put that out there. And as we always do at the end of all of our streams, please, everybody, mental health, it's not a joke. It's not a laughing matter. Please take mental health seriously and check in on those around you, friends, family, loved ones, anyone around you, because they may appear to be okay, but anyone who has mental health issues can tell you they're real good at putting on a face like they're okay when they're not. So reach out to them. Try to make sure that, you're there for them. And if you do suffer from mental health issues, like many of us, myself included, right now in chat, there's a list of numbers you can call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. you can text them, and you can speak to somebody that will try to help you, because we can't do it all alone. And, you know, it's important to get this help. And if you're not in the U.S., there's a website linked right now. Please go to the website and find out the support structure in your country, because, yeah, it's a tough time for everybody right now, and everyone should take their mental health seriously. There's nothing wrong with, you know, being serious about it. And please, please get your shot, get your COVID vaccinations. This shit's getting crazy again, and the Delta variant is filling up ICUs everywhere. And please, if you don't want to do it because you think God will protect you or whatever, that's great. Please think of the nurses and the doctors. These people are getting run ragged dealing with this, and it's tough on them. I just read a report where in Florida, 75 doctors walked off the job because their hospital was full of unvaccinated patients. So nobody seemed to give a shit about the doctors and the stress that they're going under, or the nurses. So get your shot, please. Yes, you feel like crap for most people after you get it, but you know what? It's better than getting COVID and long-term COVID effects. Even if you survive COVID, the long COVID effects are rough. So please get your shot. And I thank everyone for coming to this, and we'll see you next week. So good night, everybody.